Hi everyone, my name is Teresa, and I've been asked to do an instructional video for the good folks at Creative XP. I'm going to be using their glitter vinyl, which I love. It's very easy to work with. Their products are very easy to weed. It's not very thick, so it's just wonderful. I use a Cricut Explorer Air, and so you'll see my screen in front of you with the cupcake that I'm going to use. So give me just a second and I will go ahead and get that process started. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and load the machine. Everything's ready to go, so I'll go ahead and get the mat loaded. Creative XP also, with their glitter vinyl, when you order that package, you also get a mat, and I really like their mat a lot. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let this get ready to cut. I have already checked my blade to make sure that there's nothing stuck to it. I usually sharpen my blade using a ball of aluminum foil, okay, that I just keep with my machine, and I just poke the blade in and out of the aluminum ball for a few times. I've been using the same blade now for a year and a half, so it works. This is cutting the bottom, and my machine is set on light cardstock, which is what I tend to use for glitter vinyl. Okay, I'm going to unload, flip this around so that we can now do the other side. Load, and it is ready to do the cupcake portion of this file. This won't take but a few minutes. If you note on my machine, I have a reminder for myself that if I'm using HTV, to make sure that I put the shiny side down, and to remember to mirror if mirroring the image matters, but it certainly will matter if you were doing letters. So you might want to find some way to remind yourself, because you don't want to waste your material. All right, this is finished. I'm going to unload it, and I'm going to okay, I'm going to weed this glitter vinyl for you. I tend to use a little tool that I got at Harbor Freight. I also like to not waste, so I am going to cut away. I can't find my X-Acto knife, so I'm just going to lift this up and cut away this excess so I can use it for another project. Glitter vinyl is probably one of the more expensive mediums to use, and you don't want to waste it. So here we go. Cut that right in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the top of the cupcake first. And like I said, I like this little tool that I got at Harbor Freight. It's very sharp and pulls it off. Now, when you are weeding, you don't want to pull up. You want to roll it so that you don't tear it, especially HTV, because it has no adhesive. So you kind of want to just roll it down. As you see I'm doing, there's no sticky. This is very soft. It's probably the softest glitter HTV I've ever used. But all I'm doing is just kind of rolling this away, and it will keep you from tearing the image. And as I said, Creative XP gives you a mat. So that's what you're seeing me work on. It is, wow, quite a gift if you think about it. But now that's the top of the cupcake. I'm going to turn my mat around, and I like leaving when I'm weeding. If I can leave it on the mat, I will. It just tends to work a little better. If you have a light pad, using glitter vinyl is probably where you're going to want to use your light pad, because as you can see what it'll do, it makes it possible for you to kind of see the lines a little better. And they're matte because their matte is see-through, okay? The light comes through it much better. So it work, you got a double good thing going on there. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this piece started. Right. And again, you want to kind of roll it. And there comes the cupcake liner, okay? All right. The glitter that remains on the transfer piece will not transfer to your garment, so you don't have that to worry about. Okay, I'm going to remove this from the mat. Okay. So there's that. And I'm going to remove the top from the mat. Okay, and there's that. All right, and then I'm going to meet you over at the heat press. Just a second. All right, there is the heat press. And my Teflon sheets are clipped to it. So I'm ready to go. I like to press my garment or the piece for a few seconds just to get wrinkles out, but to also get any moisture that may be in the garment, to get that out. So I'm just gonna, throw this on here for a second or two and do a quick press. Okay. This, the glitter vinyl is to be pressed at 320 degrees for 12 to 15 seconds. And believe me, they mean that. Because the first time I did it, I did it longer, as we're used to, and it almost melted. It really is a very quick process. So if you are doing multiple garments, it will take no time to get things weeded and pressed, especially if you're using a heat press. It's a cold peel. And that just means that you don't have to wait until it's ice cold, but you don't want to do it when you first pull the press up. Okay. All right. So like I said, I just want to get a little, make sure there's no moisture, and get out as many wrinkles as I can. Okay. Now I'm going to take my pieces, and I'm pretty good at lining up and centering without the use of measuring everything. But if you aren't, please, there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. When you're putting more than one piece on, you want to kind of tap it for like 5 seconds or so with the heat press, pull that up, and then put your other piece down. Especially if you're layering. This piece isn't really being layered, but I don't want to over press any of it. So I'm just going to do this for about 5 seconds or so, and then I'll come back with the other piece. Isn't it really cool looking at the top of a heat press? But this will only take a second or two. Okay. And I'm just going to cool it off enough so I don't burn my fingers. 320 degrees is still 320 degrees. All right, and then I'm going to put the top of the cupcake on and kind of get it, centered a little. Okay, and I like how that looks. And I'll go ahead and do the whole 15 seconds on this. Again, you're looking at the top of my heat press. These are magnets that are holding the Teflon sheet onto the top, so that I have one on the bottom and one on the top. Okay. Now this really should cool. Okay. You can kind of get it up and move it around and kind of get it so that it cools off enough that you can peel it without any issue. So I'm just gonna, I know this looks crazy, but normally I would just set this aside and let it cool and then come back and cold peel it. But in the interest of time, you see how beautifully this works. I love this product. I swear I love this product. I like to flip my garment or a piece over and press for a few seconds on the back to make sure that everything is adhered. And we have a beautiful cupcake on an apron. I hope you enjoy using the product as much as I do. Please take a chance on it. It's a great product. Thanks so much. Happy cricketing.